but we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Kelvin Kaemingk, ladies and gentlemen, world class mortgage guy. What's going on? Thanks for staying with us. This is your real estate chalk talk.
I think we guys should change that.
We'll just shorten it up maybe.
Shorten it up a little bit, probably. Yeah.
All right, so we got the money segment of the big program. We got some big news.
What's up?
On the money news. Superior Lending.
Supreme. It's
Supreme.
called.
Okay. Supreme. Superior. What I knew it started with an S.
Yep. Yeah, we made, and we'll get into that later when
okay.
It's
That's appropriate.
Yeah,
when appropriate.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but yeah. So we've made a transition over to Supreme Lending as it's kind of like going from good to great to Supreme, right?
Yep.
So AMEC's awesome company, one of the best in the Twin Cities, and they've decided to sell to Supreme, and we'll kind of get into more details of that down the road. But great platform, company out of Dallas, Texas, and has some things that just add to the platform, right? So now we're Ginny Direct, which for government lending has been a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and this kind of gets into the money segment, obviously, boy, the FHA and VA markets just have really gone away, where rates were literally you couldn't get a rate, right? Mm-hmm. So normally on pricing in this, you have what's called a par rate. It's like that's where it's even.
Normal.
Normal. You couldn't even do it. You're paying a point to 2 points just to get a rate at about 4 1/8, 4.
Mm-hmm. With a government loan?
With FHA, yeah, government loan.
Or VA?
Yep, correct, both, right? So
why is that?
It was because FHA has a clause in it that says in the event that there's
a pandemic,
or just anything, the lender that's holding that paper is responsible for the first 4 payments. Take that times
many
billions of dollars that the servicers have going, oh my gosh, if we have, and they're running all the calculations.
So what, they can't dump it right away? They have to hold it in-house?
The lender has to pay for it, who has like a lot of Ginny servicing.
So that would be like AMEC or Supreme in this case.
Yeah.
Or if a servicer.
Yeah, if we're a servicer, right, then we have to know that, hey, our exposure is X, right?
But it's only for the first 4 months.
Times up. Yeah,
I realize
the numbers are astronomical.
You have to close on the loan and then have them go bad the first
No, these
month.
are ones you're servicing. They maybe had the loan for 4 years, 5 years, 7 years.
Now I understand.
So you got a huge servicing portfolio, and you're going, oh my gosh, we got to dump this. Dump it,
mm-hmm.
right? Because they're running all the worst case scenarios,
Sure.
which is all the media reports is worst case.
Right.
How this thing's going to go, right?
Fear-mongering.
Correct. And so everybody dumped it. So unless you could sell directly to Ginny, which means like Freddie, Fannie, Ginny are the 3 main, and you want to be able to go to them directly, not go from AMEC to Chase to Ginny, right? Or, you know what I mean? You just want to go direct. Go direct, we're in great shape. So we went from a situation where we couldn't even get some of that government pricing now back to 3 1/4, 3 3/8, 3 1/2 FHA loans. Why? Direct.
Mm-hmm.
So tons more detail to that.
Right.
But in a nutshell, we've just seen such great volatility since we last did our show together like this. It is unbelievable, and throughout the day, you're seeing 4, minimum 3 to 6, 7 price changes. So you'll literally be on the phone and pricing is going away, or it's coming back. So
it's like watching the stock market, just kind of bumping along.
It is
up, down, up, down,
unbelievable. And so we're still in that mode. If you look at the numbers, 30-year fixed have been all the way down to the lowest one I locked, 2.875 30-year fixed, and it's been up this year, just in this year, to 4.375 30-year fixed. Now tell me that isn't a range, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just that volatility, that swing is crazy. On 15-year, we were down to 2.5, all the way up to 4.08 was the high that we locked, right? So it's just, again, volatility. FHA down to 2.75, all the way up to 4 1/4, right? Just huge volatility. We've never seen swings like that. And a lot of the articles I was reading this morning, just preparing for the show, just talks that no one knows how to price this in, right? In our lifetimes, we've never seen this. And so no one knows how to price it in. That's why you see so much volatility in the markets, the charts, nothing makes sense. So it's just like, let's try it here.
Right.
And let's see. The jumbo market, or they call it non-conforming or jumbo, which means that your loan amount is over $510,000. That market is virtually dried up, right? So you have jumbo loans, these bigger loans. It's really tough. A lot of lenders are going away from it. Chase announced last weekend on purchases they want 20% down, 700 minimum credit score. So we're talking to people and go, yeah, my credit's up to 580.
Yeah.
I'd like to get in,
Yeah.
but I'd like to go as close to zero down as I can. Well, it doesn't exist right now.
Right.
So we're really there's some re-education going on. There's having a large platform. AMEC was a great platform, right? $2 billion. Well, now we just shifted to $10 billion platform, right? So it's just like, holy cow.
So the volume makes that much difference?
Well, it does, yeah. You just have access. For example, at Supreme, we have 12 jumbo investors that we underwrite for, right? I mean, that gives you a lot more options and opportunities. Now, all of them have turned
They've gotten more conservative.
Oh my
as
gosh,
the risk
it's
has
unbelievable.
been injected into the market.
Everybody's nervous, and no one knows how to manage it. No one knows how to price it in. So a lot of people are just turning the volume down, which means how do you turn volume down? You put your rates really high.
Yeah.
So that's how things are getting played out in our world right now, and but it's still good. I mean,
what about just a normal
30-year? Yeah,
30-year normal house refinance.
Yesterday, 3.25, 30-year fixed. So there's still the normal, but I just want to give people perspective that oh my gosh, we've been flying all over the place. We've been low to high to in between, and understand when you're talking to lenders, it's crazy right now in terms of just trying to lock everything in, and I'm really thankful we are where we are. So we have access direct to the agencies. That used to not be a big deal at all. Then we got it. We thought it was a neat deal. Still wasn't that big a deal. Now, huge deal, right?
It's a huge deal.
Right.
An example of as we have a listing that sold, the buyer had an FHA mortgage that they were buying that listing on, and their lender told them we are no longer doing FHA mortgages. I mean, we're not doing them anymore. So now you are go find someone else.
Yep. If you don't have your ticket, they call it a Ginnie ticket, right? A Ginnie Mae direct ticket. Your pricing's so awful.
So think
a
of that
lot
loan
of lenders though turn that off.
Think of that loan officer. Now suddenly that loan officer has a huge part of his business that he can no longer do.
Well, and that's exactly right. So when those channels are turned down or off.
So tell me about VA then.
VA, similar but not as volatile.
Okay.
So rates are right now back to normal, really pretty good. But again, you have to have access to the right portals to get that stuff done. So
how's the business for you?
Business is fantastic. I mean, we're seeing refis are still kind of trickling in. What's interesting is a lot of the lead gen that we've all done that we do. I mean, a lot of people are just looking because they have time, but they're not serious. So some of that stuff, I feel like we're spinning our wheels a little bit on some of that. We have nice purchase business coming in, but probably 60 to 70% of what it normally is this time of year, right? Is what I'd say for us. So it's good. I'm really happy where we're at compared to, I just talked to a lot of people in our industry, and so we're real thankful to where we're at. A couple other things I wanted to touch on real quick is furloughed, reduced hours, and getting unemployment. So we've had a lot of people who have been laid off or furloughed, or, hey, I'm coming back to work soon. Hey, I'm getting unemployment and an extra. Do I qualify for more? I'm like, no, you don't qualify for anything now, right? Because you're laid off. So we can't use unemployment. If you're furloughed, we got to get back to work. One of the things that we're doing is just saying once you're back to work, we just need a letter from the employer stating that they're back at work full time and there's been no change to income.
That's good.
And that's it. So we're not waiting for a 15, for a pay stub or something like that. But that's
they had
been
the job before. Now they're back to work.
Yeah.
They have the job again.
Yeah. And some people who have taken reduced hours, right? My son-in-law, they works financial analyst for Radisson, right? They went to a 4-day work week, but it's also a 20% reduction of income. Well, what income can I use? What it will be,
or what it is,
or what it is. We don't know. We don't know the other. So that's put the brakes on. I mean, I think of Keith. We've probably had 2 or 3 that's like we're pumping the brakes on.
Yeah.
And
I think
so we're seeing some of that happen.
The answer to the question, like people say, are people still out buying houses? You still working? What's going on? I mean, I think it's a yes and no. There are definitely still people that are taking the opportunity to still go out and look. There's a need-based portion of the population that need to sell, need to buy. They're still moving forward. And then there's the want to moves and want to buys, want to sell, that a lot of them shelf the plans. They're at home with their kids trying to get them to do their schooling. There's a huge amount of disruption there.
Totally.
And then, just like you say, furloughed employees, people that have straight lost their jobs, those people, they're going to be shelved. They're not doing it right now. So, I mean, are people still buying homes? The answer is yes and no.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Let me give my
Yes and no.
contact information. You can still always reach me, 651-231-2500 is the best number to reach me at, and then email kk@mysmartermortgage.com is
Back up and running.
up and running. So.
All right, that's it for this week on Your Real Estate Chalk Talk. Give us a call, 612-627-8000, if you want to just have a conversation. We're going out right now to people who are in that position where they, we wanted to move this year, but we don't know about it, so what should we do? We want to be first ones in. We want to go in. We want to sit down with you. We'll be socially distanced. We'll sit on the other end of the dining room table. And I want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about the process and about what it is you got to do. Go through your home, help make a list of things to do so you don't waste money on things that aren't going to matter to you. And you can be effective with your repair. And then take the time to do it right. And so that when you are ready to come on the market, you're ready to go because there's still demand out there for great homes. We'll see you next week.